Hi there, this is Mark Schauder with Sotheby's International Realty with another episode of Poway Today. Today I am here at Poway High School with Miss Rangel, English teacher as well as wearer of many hats.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, so tell everybody what you do as an English teacher and then the other hats
Other
you wear.
hats. So I teach Honors Humanities and AP English Language. So I've got 10th and 11th grade English. I am the Titan Ambassador Advisor, and I also am the Class of 2020 Senior Class Advisor.
Okay, so that's it? That's all the hats?
That's all the hats for now.
And how long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher for 6 years. 5 of those years have been at Poway High.
Okay, and the entire time teaching English?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the best part for you of being a teacher?
I honestly love seeing their smiling faces every day. I mean,
Okay.
I could come in the morning and have, something going on in my personal life, or I could just be kind of waking up and kind of like not in the good mood. And the kids will come in first period already right off the bat at 7:30, and they're just excited and excitable, and we laugh a lot, which to me is really important in the classroom. I want this to be a fun and learning environment. So for me, I just value the relationships I build with the kids and the ability to laugh, but educate at the same time.
So is it important as a teacher to build those individual relationships
I
with the
think
students?
it's super important. That's largely why I wanted to teach high school.
Okay.
I felt that elementary, they're very young and developmentally there's so much to tend to, whereas in high school they're kind of already, they're trying to figure out who they are, and it's kind of fun to watch them grow in that, and kind of, poke at them a little bit and kind of make them question things that maybe they hadn't thought of otherwise. So to me, those individual relationships just build so much rapport and respect in the classroom because I respect them, if not more than they respect me, and
Okay.
I hope my students know that.
Okay, well they will now.
Oh, yeah,
How about that?
officially they will.
What qualities do you need to have to be an outstanding teacher?
I just feel like it's really important, and I think of myself, I don't consider myself an outstanding teacher, but hopefully one day. But for me, my big thing is I can't take myself too seriously.
Okay.
I think that having the sense of humor and wanting the kids to be excited about what you're teaching them, even if it's something as dry and scary as Shakespeare, trying to make that fun and relatable to them, to me, is, I think, what are qualities that I think a strong teacher should have.
And when it's like Shakespeare, for example, is it become creative?
Yeah, and I try to, we'll take situations that happen in like Macbeth and like they're looking for ambition and the rise of evil. And I'm like, when did you get power hungry? And I kind of spin it on them and, they'll laugh at the character like, oh, they fell for the trap. I'm like, but when have you fallen for the trap? You've done that too. So I try to get them to think about themselves in those character shoes without them even realizing, making those connections that, something that was written in the 1500s is still totally applicable to 2019, has the same like themes, and they may have, there's no mass murdering that's happening like in Macbeth, but they have the same, same kind of like thought processes though, like they had that power. They're all looking for that, what gets me on top. So
Okay.
I kind of have some fun with that.
Yeah. And what positive experiences have you had as being a teacher?
I feel like every day has been a positive experience, but I think when I look at there's, the fact that I get to laugh with kids, there's no really bad days.
Okay.
Like, to me, it's not, how can it be bad if I'm laughing, I think for me, some of my most positives is when I look at my student leadership groups, like I look at my class of 2020, there's 4 girls that I've been advising since their freshman year, and to watch that specific growth as a individual, a student, a leader, is super important to see. The Titan Ambassadors, every time I go to elementary schools with them and I see those kids just look at them like rock stars, they just, the kids just lose their mind. It's so like fun and fulfilling to see that. That to me, I think that's the most encouraging and like reaffirms like why I'm doing what I'm doing, like why I'm here and why I put in those efforts.
So you're creating the leaders for the future.
I hope so.
Okay.
I tell them all the time, I'm like, you have to take care of me, make good choices when I'm old. So please think of me.
Say that to my kids too. You're going to take care of me when I'm old.
Yes.
What encourages you, or what do you do to motivate the kids?
I try to be transparent with them. I teach AP classes, honors classes. I was an ASB in high school. I did the same kinds of things that a lot of them do, and I try to be transparent and say, you know what? I failed sometimes. I didn't make that thing, or I didn't I didn't pass the exam of the course I teach. And, the irony that they always like, what?
How could you not?
Right. And they're like, how are you teaching? I'm like, well, but that there's trials and tribulations, but it doesn't always mean a bad end goal. It's just the process, and it's the way you get there. And so for me, it's the transparency. I just keep it very real with them. This goes back into me respecting them just as much as they hopefully respect me, because for me, I want them to understand I'm here to help, and I'm really here to make them grow. I'm not like out there's no hidden agenda. So when you're here, you're present, your family, we're moving forward.
Got it. Okay. What are some of the changes that you've seen in the few years that you've been teaching that you like?
I mean, our big one's a trimester, obviously. I do enjoy focusing on my curriculum in the shorter period and kind of making my curriculum more purposeful.
Okay.
Instead of just doing a whole bunch of drawn out things. Now it's like, what's the real bread and butter of this unit that I'm trying to get at? I feel like our admin changes have been wonderful. I think Mr. Nash is super supportive of us as teachers. I feel very supported by him and our admin, and I think that's been a huge positive influence on our campus.
What are some of the changes you'd like to see
in
teaching?
Specific to Poway High, or just in general?
No, in teaching.
I would love to get texts in the hands of students that are modern and meaningful. I think that, even the old Shakespeare's are meaningful, but there's not the same impact as the modern text, like the Kite Runner, or something that really shows more of a global view of the world beyond just our Poway High bubble, and trying to get them to see beyond. I always tell them, when you go to college, there's a whole world out there that you didn't know existed. And I want you
to get ready for it.
Yeah, I want you to be, because they're going to just throw you in. So I want you to be a little bit aware of it. So trying to adopt some fresh perspectives and whatnot, I think would be a fun change, at least for English.
Losing the bubble.
Losing the bubble.
Because they're going all over the world.
Yeah, a lot of them do for college and beyond. So it's just, I want them to have roots here, but be aware that there's a whole lot out there. Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
It was great chatting with you too.
This is Mark Schauder with Sotheby's International Realty with another episode of Poway Today.